This is the V-AF lens kit, and you've actually got 12 lenses in there. That's awesome. I'm excited to show you kind of what I got out of them and why I think these are kind of special lenses to begin with. Now, we have done a video on them before, but they still weren't actually released as a full set yet. So I actually wanted to revisit them a little bit later on to see if the run and gun filmmaking perfect prime set with anamorphic would be a good idea. But first, so here is the kit. You've got everything from a 20mm up to 100mm. You've got a manual focus ring here, and then you've got the anamorphic adapter, which is the thing that I am personally most excited by. Anyway, let's get these out and have a play with them. First of all, you have your anamorphic, which I think is one of the main reasons why I personally am excited by this kit. The anamorphic adapter brings something entirely different to otherwise just genuinely decent primes. Now, they're not perfect. With this, for a really decent price, like I said, you've essentially got 11 lenses for the price of what essentially would be 1.5 pro photography lenses, and with the price of how things are at the moment, not even too much more money than just one pro photography lens. First things first, you'll notice is that they are all pretty much the same size, bar this one actually. So this one comes in at just a little bit longer than the rest of the lenses. It's 100mm, so it needs to be a little bit bigger in general. Let's just get into what we did with this. Basically, I had these lenses for quite a long time and I really wanted to put them through their paces. We had a number of projects coming up and a lot of them were music based, which was actually quite fun for a change. One of them was a rap video with an artist called Gimbal, a local Cardiff rapper, and then also we did a few music live sessions with a project that's going to come up, which I'm kind of excited to show you a little bit later on. What was great about these lenses is that they are pretty much designed to be changed out as quick as possible, being pretty much the same size and weight, but also because of that anamorphic adapter which just clicks onto the front of it, you've actually got a really quick and easy system to have multiple lenses, and this is where having those 11 lenses, depending on how you think about it, comes from. The best way I can really describe it is you effectively put in a silencer on the end of a barrel, which is your new lenses, and every time you apply a new lens you basically get an anamorphic. Now with anamorphic you do actually have a wider plane of view than what you'd usually get out of that particular focal length, so to a certain extent these can really be considered entirely new lenses, making up the 11 lenses that you can actually use, because you can't use that 20mm with the anamorphic adapter. If you want to go one step further, because you've got the manual focus adapter, you can actually create up to 23 lenses overall, which that's pretty cool. Because there's a lot of light in this, that's really quite cool. It's going to be able to cash out really quite nice and get those light streaks that you've seen in pretty much any sci-fi movie you've watched of recent date. Yeah, but no, super cool. The thing that I'm actually really getting used to at the moment is the monitor app as well. It just allows you to really be able to see it in a nice efficient form factor, especially for shoots like this where you just want to be able to grab quick shots and stuff like that. Really quite a cool app. Plug straight into your phone and you can control everything, and most importantly de-squeeze the image, which is what's the trouble with shooting anamorphic. But excited to get going. Going to set up the lights now and talk a little bit more about that. And this has got to be one of my favourite characteristics of the actual lens, is the lens flare that I got from all of these shoots. Was absolutely fantastic. Moving on to the G-Man shoot now. This was an interesting shoot from the retrospect that we had to pretty much keep moving throughout the day, and it was very run and gun, and it was a great way to actually test these lenses out in what they're really built for. Having the ability to change between many different focal lengths incredibly fast was what made the rap video what it ended up being, and I'm really excited about this project actually. I also used the Anamorphic both on my gimbal and handheld on this shoot, and the results were pretty amazing. And here, stepping away from the anamorphic side of things, just using it pure VAF, what I did is actually had a model set up on the boxing ring and using slow motion to record her dancing along to the track for cutaways and just like kind of cool looking shots essentially. And throughout this entire experience, the autofocus was pretty on point throughout, and that's it shooting at 100 frames a second. Now, let's challenge it a little bit more is what I was thinking a little bit later, and we had a similar setup using the 45mm f1.8 from the Samyang collection in a lower light situation where I've just used a nan-light power tube and a rotor light to light in this really dark room. Again, the AF performance was absolutely stellar, and really surprised at the quality I got out of this. Now, although I'm singing the praises of the entire kit, let's look to see what it really costs. Here are the prices both of the combo and the prices of the individual pieces. That's a saving of £689, and if you wanted to buy them separately, £4,183 opposed to £3,498. That's a pretty good deal, and especially since you actually get a hard case with it as well. However, if you're not necessarily interested in the entire lens setup, then I have to say I kind of gravitated more towards the 35, 45 and 75 lenses with the Anamorphic adapter, which means you can either look to get a really expensive set out with everything, or, you know, just pick and choose what you really want. And, you know, this is what came into effect on my last shoot. So today me and the boys are heading down Penarth to do some shooting for some music live session, but also to test out a drone. Super excited with it. I've done a little bit of testing with it. It's a lot of fun. It's the DJI Neo. Link to that video here. Yes. So, who do I think these are for? This set is very much for people at the beginning of their cinematic career. This isn't somebody that likes to spend 3-4 grand just on a prime lens. This is for somebody that wants to have all the lenses that they need in a run and gun situation to be able to get some amazing shots. The camera setup I am using for this shoot will be the 45mm with the Anamorphic adapter from Samyang. This is a VAF lens, so it's a nice lens that you can switch out really quickly with the other set that I've got here today. And then I'm using the Sennheiser MK600 for audio, rolling straight into my FX3. And then my phone here will be the actual monitor of the actual device, which shall be quite cool. I think to a certain extent it would actually be perfect for event videographers and photographers as well, for when it comes to like wedding days. You got pretty much all of this that you can fit inside of a satchel really quite easy, and you've got 12 lenses on you. Again, this is the lens I shoot with pretty much day in, day out. This is the 35mm f1.2 Sigma, and I love it. It's a beautiful lens. And then, where is it? Then we've got the 35mm Samyang f1.8. This is so much lighter, which makes me wanting to actually shoot with it so much more likely as well. So my general thoughts on this entire set are, if you're aspiring to be a filmmaker, if you are into event videography and want a good run and gun setup that gives you an entire range of lenses, this absolutely smashes it. I've got to admit, the video that I produced out of this lens has been one of my favourite videos that I've ever produced, and that was the wrap video. I can't wait to see what they really do next with this concept, or, you know, what happens next with it. If you are looking at it, then make sure you go check out our site. There will be a link in down below Again, really impressed with this. If you like this video, make sure you like, follow and subscribe if you want to see more. Have a good day. I've been Stuart. Yeah, it's been alright, isn't it? Je ne sais quoi.
My buddy Leon was using a...
I'm probably going to get some sort of like tetanus or something from this room.